This is Terry Newson with the 700 Club. We are so happy to receive your call. One of our prayer representatives will be with you in a moment, and may God bless you.
This is gonna be good. Make sure you're getting this, Doodle. This is gonna be good. Journal, let loose, and destroy.
Okay.
Good morning. Thank you for calling the 700 Club. This is Zachary. How may I help you?
Hello. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing just fine. What about yourself?
I'm doing just fine. I'm just questioning my faith.
hmm
I'm an atheist, so can you tell me more about God, please?
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you say you were questioning your faith?
Yeah, because I'm atheist, I don't really believe in, a higher figure. And a lot of my friends seem to be getting mad at me whenever I tell them. So I would like to learn more about this stuff, and I don't want to go to church because they'll end up like looking at me weird and probably just making fun of me and stuff. So yeah, I'm coming for you to help, man.
No, man, I certainly understand, man. And yeah, well, this is I can tell you about Jesus. I can tell you about God, and this is essentially the whole deal. God, in Jesus Christ, became a man that we would be reconciled to Him. I can tell you in a very, very simple way, just what that's gonna look like. Let me just share this with you. And can I get your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Mikayo.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Mikayo.
Mikhail?
Yeah, it's kind of spelled like Michelangelo, but my parents always pronounces Mikayo.
Mikhail. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool name. Um.
Thank you.
Well, yeah. So, oh, you're welcome. And so this is the deal. So everyone who tries to live life his own way is separated from God. Um. And so this is, just the basic beginning is that we are, by living life our own way, we're separated from God, and we will be held accountable for choices that we make. Obviously, we have free choice as we're here. If we choose to ignore the reality of God, that He exists, even if we try to suppress God, it's kind of like pushing a beach ball into the pool. You can press it down, but it's gonna rise back up. Because it's just still there, and we'll face eternal separation from the God who loves us if we choose to ignore that He's there and that He has expectations of us, and not just that, but He has love for us, and nothing we do, no matter how good it may be, can make us good enough to have a relationship with God. No matter, sometimes people will say, if I'm good enough, I can, make it into, people talk about heaven and hell, and they talk about, if I'm good enough, if I stack up a good enough record, then I'll make it in. But it has absolutely nothing to do with that. No matter how good we may be, nothing can make us good enough to have a relationship with God. And there's nothing good about heaven if God's not there. The whole goodness of heaven is that God, who loves us, wants to have that relationship continue for eternity. And there's no way to have that relationship forged back together without Jesus Christ. And so I don't know if you've ever heard the word Emmanuel, but they talk about it at Christmas a lot, but all that means is God with us. God comes in the form of a man, Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth, and takes on flesh. God sent Jesus to be the bridge back to right
Okay,
standing. But
very quickly, sir. I understand all that. What I don't get, the thing with my thing is that I don't believe in him, seeing as how many bad stuff has happened to me in my life, and nothing has ever changed that. And all my friends are saying, "Oh well, God changed my life in this way," but
right,
I haven't been changed at all. So
right.
I don't see like there's any proof that him or Jesus existed, even though Jesus has been historically, seen like in like
Right.
stuff, but I don't get
Right.
like the higher power of that.
Right. Well, this is the whole deal. And have you now when you say you don't believe, now what exactly is it that you don't believe
That
about
I
God?
don't believe.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let me just put it in a way that I could say that I used to do it as a kid. Well, as a kid, I used to spend days watching ants trying to figure out which ones are good, which ones are bad, you know? But they all just looked like ants, so I started smiting all of them. I was smiting them with the garden hose and with lighter fluid and with the lawnmower, and to be perfectly honest, I think I went a little crazy with my shovel. But those ants could have been praying to me all day, and I wouldn't have heard them. There was nothing they could do about it. And really, it's the same with us. There's nothing we can do about it either, so why worry about it? I don't get it. So
So,
basically, we can just dwell over the fact that God is standing up above us with a giant shovel and we could die at any moment. I don't get
well,
that. Doesn't make any
well, let me,
sense.
well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this, and I understand how certain situations definitely can make you think that that's how it works. But let me ask you a question, and I don't know if Mikhail is your actual name, although if it is, like I said, still it's a nice sounding name. Um, if if someone actually showed you enough evidence that God, I mean, like if there was if God just showed up at your door, was like, hey, I'm God, I'm real, I've been here the entire time, and did a whole bunch of miracles, would you actually believe in Him and follow Him?
Maybe, but I don't see that happening.
Right. So it has nothing to do with whether or not God is real. It has something to do with what you believe about God.
Yeah.
Right. So you have your own idea of who God is, but have you actually tried following Him completely? Like actually submitting to God completely with
5
entire
to 17 years old, yeah.
5 to 17 years old, and you would say that in that time, um, you actually gave yourself completely to God.
In that time, I went to church every single day with my family. All that time, same shit was happening to me. Sorry for my French, but I was just being tormented, and I would go to church thinking that, okay, this higher power might be able to help me if I pray to him all the time. Nothing ever happened. I just got picked on, same stuff every single day, and eventually just started to give up because,
Mhm.
don't think there's anything actual with God. Just thinks it's blind luck that people have, and I don't have it.
Well, the thing about that is, I had the same experience. Um, so we could get into throwing around facts and all of those different things, but it really has something to do with having an experience where it was a hurtful experience, right? Where you thought something was going to happen a certain way, and it didn't come through that way. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, what basis did you have to believe that, you know, i- if God was just there for you, that everything was just going to be just fine?
Well, I can basically tell you very quickly why I stopped believing in God. It was my my older brother. Um, he has started to really get very frustrated, and he almost did something horrible, and he kind of wants to ask you a question. This is actually why I'm calling. Is for him. He wasn't,
Okay.
he wanted to speak up, but here he is. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Just have a simple question. Why do Christians value a book over individual knowledge? Why do you let a book dictate your entire life? Why don't you use this thing called freedom of thought, freedom of choice, and critical thinking and think for yourself? Why, if you're deviating from the norm of Christianity, are you looked down upon as a freak or a Satanist?
You know, that's a great question. Can I get your name?
My name is Larry.
Larry. Well, Larry, do you mind if we kind of just pull back a little bit? I know you've had a lot of experiences that have probably been really, really, really frustrating. But if we could just kind of calm the situation down for a second so we could talk about it, I'd be happy to um, just kind of share a few things. One, the entire thing about Christianity. If there's a little bit of effort put into it, um, there are a lot of things that happen. Um, there are a lot of things that happen in the name of Christianity, in the name of religion, and also in the name of Jesus Christ. That honest inquiry can quickly separate truth from error, fact from fiction. I mean, there are a lot of people who have claimed a lot of things, um,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of that stuff has been vain imagination. I mean, a lot of people who have claimed to be
Mm-hmm.
Christians have done a lot of
Mm-hmm. But
bad.
that didn't answer the first part of my question. I said,
Sure.
why do you allow a book to dictate your entire life? A book that has never, to this day, been proven as individual fact.
Well, not all of us actually allow a book to dictate that. The point of the
The
Bible is
the
the
Bible
point.
is the Bible is the
Well,
guidelines for a Christian. Am I correct?
no, God is the guidelines for Christians. There's no book.
Okay. So basically, you're letting some invisible man in a cloud stare down and look upon you and let you fear something that may or may not exist every single day. Why do you allow that to happen? Why don't you allow individual freedoms to different people and let them to think and choose for themselves and not tell them they're going to hell or what or sexual orientation they can date? Why does religion allow bad? What does religion allow good people in high power to look down and judge people?
Mm. Like I said, and you said Larry, right?
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, man, there are humans, man. Humans make really bad decisions. You know, some people. I mean, if you think about sports fanatics, a lot of people who are just fanatics make a lot of crazy things in the name of their teams, and they do a lot of crazy.
Shirley Phelps, Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that you've had some crazy experiences. I've had crazy experiences myself with people who've called themselves Christians,
Hmm.
um, and
But
not just Christians.
my main reason for that my question is that I've experienced things my entire life, things that cannot necessarily be explained. Those I can prove as individual fact. But the fact that there is a higher being at work, I highly doubt that. I'm fairly certain that there's an afterlife due to personal experiences. I believe in things that you can see, things that happen to you personally that have tangible proof. I don't see tangible proof of a of a so-called higher being sitting on his ass doing absolutely nothing, watching people die, and having him just sit there and just do absolutely nothing. That doesn't sound like a all-powerful being, do you? That sounds like an all-powerful asshole. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off as a jerk, but that's just how I feel.
I understand. Those are very valid feelings. But now, Larry, this is my thing to say back to that. Now, if this all-powerful being dictated every single decision that we made, then wouldn't we just be robots? And
Well,
that would be a lot worse
well,
than having a
here's
Well,
a counterpoint. Aren't all Christians robots in a sense? They
no.
follow blindly. They blindly follow.
That's not true. There's a lot of reason to faith. There's a lot of reason to faith. And as a matter of fact, to say that nothing exists outside of the physical world is a statement of faith. There's no way that anyone can prove that that's true.
Yeah, actually, there is. You can see that
yeah.
basically. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a honest question. If the Bible never existed, would you still believe the things that you believe?
Yeah.
Why?
Do you know anything about the early church?
I don't. Okay, here's my thing. I don't I don't research religion. I don't look at religion because it corrupts the mind. The mind is
Right.
crippled when religion is brought into it. Religion is a crutch that can disable you if you allow it. You can allow your mind to go one track, or you can allow your mind to think for yourself.
Yeah, that's very Dawkinsy of you. And I
And
certainly
one other
understand that.
thing I kind of want to add, if you're
Sure, go ahead.
very Christian, sir, and you believe some of the stuff that comes from the Bible, and you believe like the Christian values, you do believe in life out there, like in outer space. Am I right, or am I going to be lost in this type of situation with you?
I I really have no idea about life in outer space. That there's no reason for me to believe there's life in outer space.
So you don't believe in that, even though we have countless evidence of planets that could resemble our Earth, and that we have asteroids floating around
No,
out there
I'm not.
with
I'm not
actual
talking
life
about that.
and microorganisms.
I'm not talking about that. I thought you meant like human beings, things like that. No, no, no. I believe
No,
that. I
no,
believe
there
that.
is. There could be actual human beings out there that
Well,
we haven't seen yet. How do we know that aliens are actual just little gray people? We will never know. We know why? Because our
go
government
ahead.
are Christians and they're scared about what's out there.
No, hey, you know
No,
what?
that's actually a
I'm
true fact. You can't
sure. No,
even
no, no.
get at me about that.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I think this is the thing. I wish that I wish that you both would actually not try to think that I'm trying to, you know, take away your free will or take away your, you know, your decisions to be, you know, to enjoy your life the way that you want to enjoy your life. I am not trying to do that right now. I'm really just trying to have a regular conversation with you
Hmm.
because you called to ask me questions, and I'm not, you know, I'm not here to try to do that for you. However, I am sincere about what I believe. Now, for you to be sincere about what you believe, it's just as ignorant and just as um, unright for you. I don't know if that's correct or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But it's just not. It's the same amount of thing that you're talking about for people to go. You know, you need to believe this. You need to believe this. For you to call here and to speak with that same kind of tone towards.
Sir, are you about to cry on me?
No, I'm not about to cry on you.
Well, it sounds like you're kind of getting sad, and I kind of feel sorry for you. Since it's the thing that we're not being ignorant, actually, the people we called you, in fact, to kind of get some help on the situation because we don't believe in God, and
Yeah,
we kind of
I
wanted some insight, but at the same time, we wanted to throw to you what we think and why we don't believe in God, so you can kind of help us
sure.
at the same thing. But then you call us ignorant, which kind of makes me believe that. Why?
I I
Why would you say that?
I no no no. You're taking that out of context. When I say that, I'm meaning in the same way that a lot of overly religious people have hassled people who were living their lives a certain kind of way and were genuine about that. In the same way, you've kind of cut off some things that I've said. In the same way, you have assumed certain things about what I'm about to say, and I honestly, very sincerely don't appreciate that. That's what I mean by the ignorance. And I think that you would feel disrespected if I came at you that way. And I think that's
Well,
probably what it sounds
I
like.
get pestered by religious people that want to throw their BS values and beliefs that have never been proven in the history of humankind. Don't you think I would take a shred of credible evidence from people who actually have intelligent thoughts rather than worship mystical beings that were written by people in caves thousands of years ago that could have been high off their ass on drugs? That's just a simple matter of perception, by the way, not being sarcastic.
I would also
There was
believe
a
it on the
lot. Sorry,
science
there was
very,
a lot of sarcasm.
very quickly before you start talking again, sir. Um,
I'm,
sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to ask you something very quick, and this is like me just talking to you. Do you believe in that God makes us all? That He makes us? Do
yeah,
you believe that?
yeah.
Okay, so you believe that He makes us, and He comes down and He rapes our fathers and puts us inside of His body? So you believe that? Or is it just a simple fact, but I think the bodies of the human body have actually just made us? I think that our sperm goes inside of our mom's egg. Our
Yeah,
dad's sperm goes inside of the mom's egg, and her egg takes on the form of a child and makes the face all by herself. It isn't
right,
God. I think it's just scientific fact that that's what happens.
right.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Um, and again, and it's this is the thing. Uh, and I certainly appreciate. I can't tell you how much this is actually the first conversation I've had called here, well, no, probably the second one, where people have actually kind of, you know, hung around for a little bit to actually discuss this. Um, but I will say this: um, we can actually go, and this is, I don't know, Larry, if I don't know what your brother's name. Are you brothers or friends? I don't know if I caught that. I think you said
We're brothers. You don't have to worry about
right,
that.
right,
Yep.
right.
He's
Yeah. So,
actually he lives somewhere else, which is why his mic is clearer. He's on Skype with me
oh,
right now, and we're like
oh,
calling you.
I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, Larry. I don't know if you'd heard.
Yeah.
Is it your name Mikael, or is that what it is, or is it a
Mikael,
different
yeah, yeah.
Mikael? Okay, yeah. So I know earlier, I'd said I'd ask you the question. I don't know if Larry you had heard that, but I'd ask, if there was some way, for someone to come forward and go, all right, even if Jesus, even if a 900-foot Jesus were to walk up to you and
Why
go,
does it have to
hey,
be 900 feet? Yeah, I think you're
I,
generalizing the fact that a lot of things were predicted in the Bible as being different. Just like here's a little inquiry for you. You know how it says, "Thou shalt
Larry,
not lie with."
Larry,
Let me finish. Let me finish. You know how
but
it
you didn't
says.
let me
You know.
finish. Larry, you didn't let me finish.
Oh.
Larry,
This is what
just let him speak, and then it'll be your turn, okay, bro?
this is what I'm talking about, and this is just what I'm saying is that if someone were to, and yeah, sure, I understand what you're saying. I'm not gonna make it an amazing 900-foot Jesus. If regular old Jesus of Nazareth were to walk up to you and he went, hey, I am here, I actually exist. Mike, gosh, I keep saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry. But he
You
said
can just
himself,
call me
God,
Michael, man.
okay, I'm sorry, Michael. Well, he was saying himself, he's like, I don't really know if I would believe. I really don't know if I would. So my say is, it's not that you have a lack of information, or it's not that you need more empirical evidence. It's not even an intellectual issue. Your actual problem with God existing is not an intellectual issue.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have to assume that there is some reason that you don't want God to exist. And my thing, and I believe that if God exists, that means that, and if God exists the way that Christianity believes God exists, then that might actually mean that something is different about, or something should be different about the way that, who knows, you and I have to live, or you and I might have to live. That's my little 2 cents right there. But go ahead, Larry. I know you were saying something.
Okay. You know how there is I believe, not to my knowledge, in the Old Testament it says, "Thou shalt not lie with man or a womankind." You know what I'm talking about, that thing.
Sure, sure.
Okay, what is more plausible? Lie as in sexual relations, or lie as a mistruth, as in not lie to either gender? What makes more sense?
Uh, I think not lying in terms of distruth or
Well, then,
mistruth.
why is it a matter of perception that then people go to the Bible saying they're against homosexuality, which is an absolutely ignorant and blanketed statement from any religion?
Yeah. Um, yeah, and that's, we could get into that in an extensive way. But as Christians, again, and I'm just telling you exactly what it is that we believe without trying to attack you. We've and I'm not.
What if I told you, sir? What if I told you I was a homosexual? How would that make you feel? Would that change your matter of perception towards me?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
I'm completely positive. You're
You're not
still
having
Larry.
a deep spited hatred because I'm a different sexual orientation than you.
No. However, I do know some people who would have a deep, spite hatred towards you, and I don't like those kinds of people,
Hmm.
Oh
Interesting.
wow,
because
that's
those
cool.
same kinds of people have a dislike towards, some of those same kind of people have dislikes towards me, and I'm a black man, so I understand. None of those things feel good at any kind of rate. No one should have hate. Hate is not a good thing worldwide. Not a good thing worldwide. Spite, all of that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of person either. So I understand. And if you've been through that, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I really am sorry. This is, and again, I bring up an interesting question that I have to pose to both of you, is that, um, say that, and I mean, we see this all the time. You have a case, and you need a lawyer, and you have a terrible lawyer. suddenly do you say that all lawyers are terrible and that law should be thrown out altogether?
Yes, I would personally say that, because if my lawyer's gonna be a piece of shit and not defend me, why the fuck should I have him in the first place?
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
That's like going to the store and buying eggs and then not having your eggs, like do their job because they're eggs and they're supposed to, be eggs.
But
So
do you draw-
I just like to say thank you for your time and helping us believe in Raptor Jesus.
Yeah, sir, I believe in Raptor Jesus a lot more, all because of you. I want to go build me a time machine and go back to the dinosaur times.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Yes, I just have one more question, and then I'm completely and totally done.
Go ahead, sir. We already made up our mind, though, about the Raptor Jesus. So go ahead.
Right. So let's just, let's say that I came into this situation and you asked me the same kind of questions, and you were trying to liberate me from my quote-unquote bondage in this slavery robot factory that is called Christianity. If I had already made up my mind that no matter what you said, I would not change my mind, am I using the reason that I'm claiming to use from the beginning, a complete and total objective reasoning that a lot of atheists really subscribe to or say that they subscribe to?
Oh, I never said I'm an atheist.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that your brother had said that, so I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on there. And then also, if there's no God, then either 90% of the whole world has some kind of issue and everybody's dismissing it, or there's something wrong with, and something that is kind of just a little distorted about the idealism of the ideal. Or the ideology, rather. I'm sorry, the ideology. That's what I get for trying to be fancy with words. Ideology of there not being a God.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back and believe in Raptor Jesus and spaghetti monsters and 50-foot tall people and people
Yeah.
that lift
I like that
waterfalls,
idea.
lift waterfalls with their mystical powers that can't be proven by science, and magical floods that could never have possibly existed. So thank you for your time, and let Raptor Jesus be with you in his
Yeah.
almighty flaws and powers.
Please change your religion and get some Raptor Jesuses out of your life. You'll be a lot better off. Trust me. I'm a lawyer.
Hey, well, thank you guys for your time. Seriously.
You're
Have a
welcome,
good night.
bro. You're welcome.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too.
Hail Satan.
You fucking said I'll sit.
Is he still there?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
That was hilarious.
Did you seriously just fucking say Hail Satan?
Yeah. That was perfect.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking tomorrow we gotta call them back.
Totally.
Well, my name is Greg, and I'm a complete utter Satanist. Can I borrow a few members of your church for a few ritualistic sacrifices?
Just for a few minutes. Everyone's still here.
Doodle, please tell me you were recording that. That was hilarious. Awesome.
By the way, what happened to Queenie? Did she get pissed off and leave because you kicked her?
Because she started fucking moaning.
This shit was hilarious.
Nate,
I
you
fucking
still
love
there?
that guy. He was so mad.
Nate? Psst. Talks to you.
Hello?
Oh, there he
Hey.
is.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Encyclopedia Dramatica right now.
Oh my god.
Did you think we were that harsh on that guy? We could have been a lot more.
We were a little bit harsh, but at the same time, he was a good sport about it.
Yeah, I thought you were pretty harsh. It was just like, you were giving him a really hard time, you know?
Dude,
Well-
he sounded like he was about to cry, and I started to feel kind of a little bit. I was like, "Oh no, stop!"
As soon as I heard that he was not being racist here, but as soon as I heard he was black, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna be a complete dick about the entire thing. But no, I think we need to save this number more often and call here randomly. I have to take a really big piss. I'll be right back.